Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Fenda.
Hello, Henda.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm well. I see a comment from Sparky Lee on social media. You can connect with us under Keith and the Girl for most things. Can we please acknowledge how Keith Malley, getting an F in citizenship in art class back in the day, is one of the funniest things in the history of the earth. And he has a link to episode number 60.
Oh, man.
It's called Fuck a Title Wednesday. Couldn't come up with anything.
Do you know how many times I wanted to use that title again? And I was like,
right.
I used it.
But I remember talking about I was good in art, good enough for high school art, but I was like an asshole and I loved to create problems. My teacher would have one of those pottery wheels, but she was a lazy teacher, so she'd have us just put cardboard on it and pour paint on it. And you're making those spiral art things for like children. And so I would just squish, and then paint starts flying around the room, and she doesn't know what to do. So she creates Citizenship and gave me, so it's F Citizenship. You get a C.
You know what? But now all the children in the world could know what an F in citizenship gets you
right.
as an adult male. So I feel like this is the F in citizenship podcast, and it's very, very fitting.
Well, joke's on her, F in citizenship, and I'm stuck at home. That's the thing. KeithandtheGirl.com/VIP. You can hear every show we've ever done, including the spin-off shows. For example, there's a brand new nonsense episode with me and my girlfriend, Kyle Ocasio. Kyle Berate interviews Keith Malley in a no-holds-barred series of questions about his dad, having children, and the state of art. 12-year-old Benny helps you get by during these troubling times. And I brought up trick questions. When your partner asks you a trick question, like she'll be like, what do you want for dinner? Like, oh, let's have grilled chicken. Grilled chicken! And let's stare until you say, you know, where would you like this best? Go over to the left or to the right? To the left. To the left! To the right. That's what I mean by trick questions. And so the poll was, does your lover ask you trick questions? 1/3 of the audience with a partner say yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what? The people who have a partner who has trick questions, do you so you have a partner who has trick questions, right?
Yes.
Do you totally not have trick questions yourself?
I don't.
You don't? You
No.
never tried to lead the witness in one way or another?
I'm clear if I do. So I wouldn't say leading. I want chicken. I'm into this movie. But I'll say, I'll try to I'll say, it's your turn to pick a movie if you'd like. And she'd say, okay, this or this. I'd be like, okay, this. Really? Well, then why was it even on the table?
I believe you. And I think in my relationship, I'm the trick question person. And I hate when you bring stuff up and I'm like, damn, I'm on the asshole side of this. Because and Xerxes pointed this out like early in our relationship. He goes, okay, I'm going to make chicken cutlets. How do you like them? And I'm like, I like them like chicken cutlets. He asked me like, what my favorite food is. And I would just give him like a 1-word answer. And I think, I'm expressive and I'm teaching him what I like and dislike. And then one day I just go, yeah, my mom makes it like that. And she makes it the best. And he's like, oh my God, I've been trying for a year to ask you how you like these chicken cutlets. Could you not start with your mother makes the best and she breads it? And I'm like, right. I don't understand. He's like, what do you think I'm asking you when I ask you about chicken cutlets? What you just said, why is this like pulling teeth? I'm like, okay, I see your point.
Well, Bav Motors One heard that episode and said, I can't wait to nominate Keith and Kyle for best fight in the near future, probably.
That's the thing. You end up fighting and you're like, okay, I'm gonna stop talking so that we don't fight, right? Like, because I said, hey, I want to go see this movie, and you're like, see this movie, and then I'll just wait because we just entered into a fight somehow. You just entered a ring. It's
funny that how it seems like the universe understands what you're going through all the time. So we have this little non-fight, non-discussion, and then tweets that people are writing unrelated to me. They don't know I just did this show. They're talking about their lives, but it fits so well. Luisa Diaz wrote, people who accuse you of only caring, quote, about being right really gloss over the whole being right part. Yes! Yes! Why is it important that you're right? It's important that we acknowledge right now I am right. Yes! Here's somebody, their name happens to be Kyle, says, when you're angry, there's no talking to you. Yes, I'm angry, so we're talking. Well, I can't talk to you now because you're mad at me. Yes, because you fucked up. It's not a discussion. We don't meet in the middle. You fucked up. Anyway, VIP's there. New Diamond Dogs.
What you're saying is you guys didn't fight about this?
No, we're doing good. New Diamond Dogs is up. The Diamond Dogs are doing their thing when all of a sudden, Hollywood Craig Klein thinks he can sneak a hello on the side to his new girlfriend, and the boys won't find out. They find out. What is he up to? Come out of the garden, baby, you'll catch your death in the fog. So you'll see an all-new Diamond Dogs is up, and the poll for that one, it's me and my guy buddies, is I got your poll right here. Yes, no are your choices. 75% say yes. They do have a poll right there. Today's guest, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. We got so much science and so much just in the first 5 minutes that, now we introduce a guest. Okay, Here we go. Buckle up.
Somehow it's going to be even more. I love her. You love her. Host of the podcast, Tell the Bartender, The Struggle Bus, member of the New York Neo-Futurists. See how they do shows in these crazy, crazy times. Featured in commercials for Geico, FedEx. I see a foot fungus. It's all there. I can't get enough. Here she is, Katharine Heller.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being in your house.
Hey, just so you know, I'm the trick question person who's not in a relationship, but I've been doing it on this dating app. Fuck with dudes who want to come over.
Right.
And they're like, where do you live? And I was like, I live in a place where I'm in quarantine because I got the virus. And then they just unfriend me on Hinge. And I'm like, or Unmatch or whatever it's called. Who cares? Hi.
Well, Katharine also, some guy said, I'll come over and fuck you on the dating app. And Katharine called the police.
That's not.
No?
I wanted to, but I'm not going to call the cops on it. I said, I want to, say that there's a crime happening, but I'm not going to waste their time.
She goes, do you want to fuck? And he goes, yeah, tonight. And she goes, what? We don't pick a date. We just say we want to. Do our exes hitting you up? Because that seems that's what everybody's doing. Exes are really getting bored and showing their signs.
2 of them came in pretty hot this week, so that's been interesting. Okay. And I mean, define ex. I mean, former fuck buddy. I don't know.
Sure. How long did they wait? Yeah. How long did they wait before the how you doing to hey, can you touch it virtually?
5 exact seconds.
Well, we've seen you a little bit. We've seen you a little bit here and again on the chat, and you will have masturbation dates with these guys, right?
Oh, you mean phone sex? Yes. I upped the roster to 4 as of 2 days ago. So,
wow. So, are you doing better now in quarantine in the guy department? Wait, are they all guys?
They actually are all men, but the women I meet on the dating apps are like really cool, and they don't try to come over. They're like, "How are you holding up?" And I'm like, "Thank you." Do you know what I'm saying? They're like, "Hey, maybe in 2 years we'll meet," and I'm like, "That's cool." But the men are like, "I'm coming over," and I'm like, "No, dudes." So just some advice for people there.
It was a much simpler time when Katharine was on Keeping Girl last August. It's now May. In August, we were talking about Trump's Greenland purchase. If you remember, he said he was going to buy Greenland. Greenland said hi,
right.
And he said, "I'm going to forget it. I got bigger fish to fry." And now we're dealing with him explaining what the virus is. The dad emails, keepingthegirl.com/dad, just concluded season 1. We, of course, that just concluded in real time, season 3. So it's been a minute.
Keith, not a lot of people can quantify their abuse like you can.
Thank you.
Turning your sadness into seasons, into like a series of events that we could eventually sell to Netflix. Mwah! This is what podcasts were made of.
Well, someone told me, they were telling me about their family struggles. And I said, what season are you on? And they go, what? And I go, let me know when you get picked up. If it's not getting picked up, it wasn't worth it in the first place. All right.
Yeah, you gotta be
I had the microphone. Nice try. I had the microphones left on, and Katharine came into this virtual room. And then she hears me looking at my phone. And I go, what did I say? What did you hear, Katharine?
I heard you say, oh, shit, I think. Or fuck or something like that.
I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Well, first I heard you and Kyle saying I love you about 10 times and making out. And I was sitting here awkwardly like, all right, well, I guess I'm just listening in on this. And then I jacked off to it, and then he came back on. No, I'm joking. I didn't jack off.
She goes, put me down for 5 times, now that I think about it. So I got this text. You remember, Chris Reed. I've known him for, I don't know, 20 years or so. You know him, Kendra, right?
Is this
Chris?
older Chris or younger Chris?
Younger Chris.
Younger Chris.
Still about our age, but
so he was the guy who's an actor / model.
Yes.
You had while we were doing this show, you had gotten into a fight with him where you were never going to talk to him again.
Yeah, he would. We were big drinkers, but when he drank, he would get angry, like he's having fun, but he wants to slap fight. And I'm like, I don't think I can hang out again. And then he realized I wasn't calling him, and he felt bad, apologized, and made up. He has a girlfriend. He's been living his life. We haven't been keeping in touch as well as we could. I blame him because I would reach out more. Anyway, I just got a text from him. Well, I got a text from him on my birthday, the middle of last month, saying, happy birthday, homie. And then I'm like, you know what? I keep reaching out. I need a second sentence before I reach out. And just before the show started, this came. Hi, Keith. This is Jennifer's girlfriend. I just wanted to let you know that Christopher passed away yesterday.
No.
Thanks for texting him through ALS. Now, assuming that's Lou Gehrig's disease, I had no idea, and I wonder if that's why he wasn't on top of things.
Oh my God, Keith!
I just found out.
This really is the only way you know how to process things. Holy shit! No, please bring us into your journey, Keith. Holy balls! When you said his girlfriend, I'm like, oh, he's still dating her, and then I stopped myself, and then you said it's Jennifer, and I'm like, no. That's not know that he's dating her. Know that that's his phone. How do you feel? Do you have feelings? Are we allowed to talk about them?
But there's no time for the feelings. It just happened. I'll call her later. I didn't know he had ALS. I'm trying to think, did he shake? Is that a shaky disease? I had no idea.
I think anyone with compromised immune systems are at a very high risk, and I'm really sorry that happened. So, is
it related to Corona?
Oh shit, Keith, I'm sorry. I start with Keith, I'm sorry, and then I make fun of you.
Wow. So that's it. That's the news that just came in. Couldn't believe it.
Do you think it's related to the virus or no?
I have no idea. I didn't know he had ALS. I would have splashed water on me or something.
So your stubbornness from your last email, do you have any regrets?
No, it's definitely his fault. He could have tried harder.
Okay, so Keith keeps it real. After you guys die, just understand Keith is not going to change his mind about you. So if you're, and that's what's funny about, not being in touch with parents. People are like, when they die, you're going to regret it. And I was like, so I got to regret it for the next 20 years and then stop regretting after they die. Are you just waiting for your parents to die, everybody? Is that what we're doing?
He was on a very early Keith and the Girl show. I didn't have time to look it up. I don't think I put names in the title at the time. So we'll put on the forums. You can listen to him from about 15 years ago. Yeah, that's. I'll give her a phone call after this. But no, I had no. He deliberately wasn't telling me. I don't know. The superficial lows, they don't go anywhere.
I don't know about you, but I want Keith to deliver my eulogy just for fun. I wonder what he'd say. He'd be like, she was sick. Who cares? She was on the show once. I didn't look it up.
But there was me. There was, let's say, Adam. I don't even know if Craig was around. I'm thinking like a little group of buddies. And there's older Chris and younger. And then time just moved on. Younger
Chris, if I may sort of eulogize him, he was always saying positive things, but seemed to have a very weighted back of the brain to him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then
he seemed lighthearted, but yeah, something was going on that was heavy. And
yeah. And he has gone through heavy things where he didn't tell you until afterwards. And then you were like, well, why am I knowing now? And he's like, come on, everything's good now, right? And he was the original, are you fucking kidding me? because you guys would heavily drink together.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know if he found out I quit drinking. I didn't know if that, you're just making up things in your head, and none of them are true. But I'm like, now does he feel like we can't hang out? Is that why he's not returning calls? I don't know.
Well, looks like it's not all about you, Keith. It's about his ALS. So you should have fucking poured that cold water on your face. Maybe he was offended you didn't.
It's like, I'm like, man, you're really into this fucking water challenge. He's like, did you do it? I'm like, who cares? Brad Pitt, you do it next. I'm like, who cares? He's like, just do it. I can't explain how it helps. You see you guys in water. It really lifts our spirits. You can dump it on electronics, even better. But anyway, that just came in. Like, whoa. Yeah. And thank goodness that Katharine is fine. Katharine had the coronavirus.
Sure did. There's no tests out there. So, I did qualify for a test, and then they were like, cool, you have to get a car. It's drive-in only, and it's upstate, and there's only 3 locations. And I was like, joke's on you. I can't drive. And also, I'm not leaving my apartment. Yeah. But, it looks like I had it. But again,
how bad?
Tests.
What happens? Let people know.
Pretty
because
bad.
You see people outside. You see them jogging and spitting, and there's no way that spit is going under 6 feet. Let them know. How bad does it get? Yeah.
I'm in a blind rage about joggers who don't wear masks and huff and puff in my face like a foot away from. If you've checked out my Twitter, I've been on a little bit of a
tear.
A moment. Yeah, a tear. And I was in early March. It was pretty bad. Extreme fever, exhaustion, fatigue, confusion, and then loss of taste and smell. Then I couldn't eat for a week because I couldn't taste anything, and I kept like spitting food out. I was like, this tastes disgusting. What's wrong with this food? And then,
what was your fever? What did it get up to?
It got up to 101 at the highest. I still have a fever right now as we speak. It's been 6 weeks-ish. I have lost hearing in one ear and had a rash on my face last week. So this virus is relentless, and I hope everyone takes it really seriously.
Did the hearing come back?
It comes and goes.
Oh.
Yeah, I just had a telecall with my doctor today because I'm having some other weird symptoms. And she literally shrugged her shoulders and was like, I don't know. We're just learning new things every day about the virus.
Right. When the hearing comes back, are you like, okay, don't move? Because I can relate. I've gotten out of the shower and had that water in my ear. And then finally it gets out, and then it comes back, and then it gets out again. I'm like, don't move. Keith,
you see, the difference is you shower. I also had to wash my hair taking a bath for the last 6 weeks because I am worried if I stand up in the shower, if I fall, God forbid I have to go to the hospital, right? So there's just a lot of navigation right now. I'm doing a lot better now, but I still have a fever and some weird other symptoms. So, staying away from everything.
When you cough and stuff during these sex calls, is it like the choking on dick? Like, does it add to it?
Here's the one thing. The cough only lasted about a week and a half. Right. But so that's the only reason I didn't go to the hospital is my doctor's like, don't go to the hospital. Don't even bother. Right. If you don't have it, you'll catch it. So
what you say about the doctor shrugging. Yeah, nobody knows day to day. I happen to have Dr. Oz on, and before the show starts, he's like, how good are these tests? Once you have it, you never have the virus again. And I'm like, I was with Kyle, and I'm right next to her, and I go, we don't know. And how far in the air does the virus go? They don't know. And now it's an hour of him asking another doctor a question, doctor going, we don't know. That's your show? The we don't know show? No one knows. What the fuck is your show?
That's what I love about my doctor. She's so brutally honest. She's like, yeah, you definitely had this thing, and we have no idea what the fuck's about to happen. So unless you can't breathe, don't go to the hospital. Call me if you need. Bye. And it's like, thank you. I just need to hear from an adult what's happening.
Yeah.
My gynecologist called, which of course, for people with vaginas, that is just a regular doctor. And I went in before the coronavirus, but she's calling me a month later. And she's like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, no, I think you need to get to it.
Right.
What? Why are you calling me? I don't like your calls. And she goes, I realized I never called you back for the pap test. And I go, just
go then.
Yes or no? And I'm like, oh, how lovely. It's nice of you to call. How are you? No. And she goes, oh, just so you know, nothing's wrong with anything. You don't have HPV, so we don't have to take the test for 5 years, and everything else looks normal. And then she just pauses. I'm like, so I'm good, right? And she
Right.
goes, yeah, looks like it. And all I want to do is go, so what's this pause? Like, am I not thinking of the right question right now?
Right.
So I literally go, is there anything else I should know? She's like, no, just forgot to call you. All right, way to be casual. Thank you very much.
I had a doctor come in once. They go, I just want to call and say that it's positive, that your body is in good health. I'm like, what the fuck, planet? What is this, Patch Adams? What did you just say? He goes, how you doing? I go, no, you say how I'm doing. How am I doing? You should call and go, hey, good to know that you're doing well. Oh, good, I am. Thanks. That's great to know. I told you this. I was in the hospital once, and this doctor goes, hey, unrelated, you wanna take an AIDS test while you're here? It's free from the government. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then they come the next day and they say, okay, so we have your results. They close the curtain. And they go, now, do you have anybody that you can talk to when you get bad news? I'm like, yeah, I have friends. Go ahead. No, just tell me what I have. Like, okay, like, are you suicidal? Okay, I never thought about it. Now? Like, need me now? Now? Kill myself. Get somewhere. So I go, then finally, I mean, it's like 5 minutes, it feels like. And he goes, okay, well, everything is negative. You're in very good health. I'm like, well, then why did you say all that? He's like, oh, we have to read this form. Sure, that.
Oh, and
you don't
thanks
have
for
to
the
read
heart.
it if I'm fine. Right, yeah. Can I get a heart test now, you motherfucker?
Do you think that they do that to remind us to use a condom and take precautions? Because
maybe
at that moment, you're like, oh, please, I'll never do it again. I'll be good.
Yeah.
It was such a big mistake. But that makes me so nervous.
My doctor had actually called my cardiologist. No big deal. I have a heart problem. Called me to cancel our appointment. This is when she told me to go into quarantine because she's like, based on your last basic blood work, there's some weird spikes in your levels that look like you have a virus. And this is all before people took it seriously. And she goes, so I'm canceling our appointment. Your echocardiogram looks fine. Stay home, go home right now. Only go to the hospital if you have heart palpitations. And I was like, all right. And that was in early March.
That's lovely. Xerxes got some tests done also. And the results were, and this is not a direct quote, but it is something along this line. So you don't have HIV or AIDS or none of that. And I was like, did you inquire any further? And he's like, nah, apparently I'm good. And I'm like, this is good enough for me, for sure. None of that. I'll take none of that.
Right.
Thumbs up.
I said, doc, but any of that? He said, none of that. I said, okay. Because I don't want tricks. You know, it's all kind of the same. Don't have any of that.
I had to go to the gynecologist earlier before all this happened because I had a yeast infection that was so funky that was like emergency go to Planned Parenthood kind of situation.
Katharine, this is the sexiest episode you've ever done with us.
Okay. So my legs are in the stirrups. She takes one whiff and she like puts a thing inside me. She's like, girl, you definitely have a yeast infection. I was like, that's fine. And I swear to God, she turns to me and she goes, are you the girl from the Geico commercial?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, you recognize my vagina. That's so cute.
Wow, that's a quality commercial there. Very good.
Yeah. Oh, you were on the witness stand in that fake ad, right? Yeah.
She like has a swab of my vagina in her hand while she's putting it under a thing. And she's like, by the way, you look familiar.
One for me, one for the doctor. One for eBay, one for... Oh, my God.
I do think that when I go to the doctor, if I'm in a couple and you go to the doctor and I go to the doctor and we both get results, I'm like, this adds up. Like, I don't have HPV. You don't have HIV AIDS. Now I don't have HIV AIDS. Like, if you take an AIDS test and you're dating me, that's my test too.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think you should retweet that or somehow take that as a PSA. I think.
Well, it's the way you get the viral test now. You find a rich person, you cough on them, and you check it out. You find a basketball player, you do a little sneezing, and then you check out their mood. You know? In the U.S. here, it's been the deadliest 24 hours so far as states
USA.
Right.
USA.
Number one, as you see on the news, states are letting people go out and about. They're lowering the lockdown. Why? Well, it's sunny. It's Labor Day time. All this stuff's coming up in different countries. Michigan's the big news, the worst state, Michigan. And the governor is saying, no, we can't can't have lockdown restrictions in the state house, most important house in a state. Guys it's legal to carry weapons if you show them. People came in with automatic weapons, showing them into the state as these lawmakers who happen to own bulletproof vests, because they know the laws they make are ridiculous. They have bulletproof vests, and they're voting on if they should let restrictions go. People with guns are in the fucking building, and picture them looking at you like, hey, go ahead, Hemda, what do you think? Should I be allowed to go to the fucking park? You know what? Go. What do I care?
Well, at least they weren't kneeling during a football game, because that is a lack of civility right there.
Right.
I was worried about this weekend because it was going to be in the 70s, and
right.
you just can't stop people because they think they're the special snowflake that wants to go outside.
Right, and they act like they did so good. By the way, was it a month and a half most people are at now? First of all, Anne Frank did 2 years. Talk then. And by the way, she was caught. Keep that in mind too. Just what the? But I was so good for a month though.
Well, it's been 53 days for me, but who's counting?
Right.
But you do you, jogger. Enjoy running the fuck around next to me. I'll fucking cough on your ass.
Michigan's coronavirus fatality rate climbed to 9.3% after recording 232 new deaths in 24 hours. It's a 3.5% higher than the national fatality rate. So your state is the worst state. And you're bringing guns into buildings saying you got to change the laws. I'm not saying there's trouble. It's legal for me to show guns. I'm just showing you my guns and seeing how you want to vote. And looking you in the eye and seeing your name on a placard on your desk.
I just think it's pretty scary. I understand why people are protesting because we're afraid of losing our rights completely. We're afraid that they're going to take this too far because they haven't shown that they're completely on our side always. And most likely they do the wrong thing by us, it feels like. So yes, I am afraid that we are so afraid that we're going to give up all our rights. And so the protests in that regard make sense. But also people are dying. So where do you stop?
Sure. And I'll tell you where you stop. You look at pictures of the protesters and you go, I'm not saying we judge things by things, but take a look. And it's right there. Thank you, God. God gives clues. I've said it a million times. And just take a look and be like, okay. You know, there's some groups you look at and be like, okay, they read books. And there's some groups that don't.
Also, it's the swastikas that kind of tipped me over the edge. Like, you had to bring the swastikas into this, didn't you? You really needed to make that sign, show up to a place with your guns and be like, also, I'm a Nazi.
Right.
Good.
So insane.
Well, Nazis are known for protesting in care of other people. So this is very on brand. Like last time they all got together in a huge group, they definitely were like, we want good things to happen.
I mean, even here in New York City, cops have to go into the parks and kick people out. And I've seen the pictures. They're without masks, not 6 feet away. Well, okay, but it's 75. To New Yorkers, that's 102 in a kiddie pool. You know? And where did you get the information to stay inside? So do you feel like a sucker because you trusted them in March? No, you trusted them because they knew. Well, why don't they know now? Now you know, scientists, that they're wrong. There's no fucking way a virus from a bat that fucked a pig could last more than 54 days. There's no fucking way. I could just tell. It's called common sense. And some people, ironically, don't have that one. Okay.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, there's so many groups of people, including like, liberals, mostly white ladies and men who are not practicing social distance around us or wearing masks too.
Right.
And not to both sides this entire thing, because people protesting can go fuck themselves. But there are people who are just not behaving correctly, who definitely have access to the news.
Right. Right. You know what?
Which news is that? Is that Dr. Oz? And are we calling Trump Dr. Oz now? Like, which news? I mean, if you put on somebody's timeline, you might start protesting also because of what people are feeding it. And our fucking leader is one of the worst ones. So if you voted for him and if he's helping you, quote unquote, constantly, then why wouldn't you listen to him? Just take a bunch of Lysol, leave your house, and leave the liberals to go fuck themselves at home now. Because that's exactly what they wanted. They wanted to go fuck themselves. Well, now you're at home alone, liberals. You can diddle all you want. Fucking yourself is what you do now for fun. Enjoy. We'll be out here with our guns. You know what I heard is that if you have a gun and you shoot it at coronavirus in the air, it completely understands to leave you alone. So I don't know where you're getting your news from, but retweet.
I inject my Lysol directly into my gun, thinking that's going to...
I shoot it. My magazine's a Lysol. And put it right in my gun. Shoot it up.
And did you hear that they're shutting down the trains between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. to clean them?
Yeah.
I think all New Yorkers were like, I think we assumed you were cleaning it.
Right.
And now
we pay people now, right? What?
Oh.
Pay people now.
Like, oh, you couldn't clean it until you had to do it all at once. Oh, God damn it. Come on. We tell outsiders that, look, we know that we have a bad reputation, but we are clean. What's this? Feces on the train? Yeah, I get it. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what really prompted that? It's that the homeless people were taking over the trains. You know, they're setting up full closets bigger than you have in your house.
Which makes sense because they don't have anywhere to live.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, when I used to come... Oh, sorry.
I was saying as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh, yeah, 100% I would have done that. Yeah, this car is the bathroom car. And
right.
like, you know, like make yourself comfortable. You could sit on any seat that doesn't have shit on it. And that's the shitter.
When I used to come back from the Neo Futurist show and we would be coming home at like 2 a.m, I would take the subway and then I would take a car service from the stop before. So like I'd only spend $5 extra, you know what I mean? Just so I can get door-to-door service.
New York economy.
Exactly. But there were some times where the homeless people took over a car and I accidentally walked into their car and they would shove me and be like, get out of our home. And I was like, you know what? Fair, to be honest. Like, that makes sense. Like, they're all looking out for each other. They take over single cars at a time. And then I would just walk to the next car. And I was like,
Catherine, they do you the favor of smelling so bad that you don't want to be in their car. So they were right. As soon as you walk into a car, first of all, you saw the one guy there. Anytime there's one guy there, come on. There's one guy.
Oh, no, there was an entire crowd of them there. It was like a whole family and stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
He was like, get the fuck away from us. And I was like, noted.
Did the doors close on you before?
No, I ran to the next car.
Oh, okay.
But my mother's like, you should call the cops. And I'm like, why? Because people don't have homes and we don't treat people well in our society. And there's literally people rotting away in front of us and we're not doing anything about it.
Also, you think the cops have a clue? Maybe, possibly.
Right. Oh, they're terrible.
They know they're on the trains with us because I know this. Every time they walk on the car that I'm on, the train car that I'm on, I'm like, am I smoking a blunt right now? No, Chemda, you're indoors. It's fine.
A Subway's like the ultimate trailer. Good for them in that way, I guess. But now that they're going to be kicked out, now that they start cleaning it.
It was kind of sad because for a while they had a double wide. Now we're taking it away.
Whenever this thing started, I thought, for what it's worth, it's good news for Bernie Sanders. People are stupid. People are simple. Like, all right, I didn't think I do need health care. But then I find out apparently people are fighting for the right to get sick. I'm like, it didn't help them at all. People are taking their guns to get sick. You know, you see these. I'm looking at Michigan rally pictures, and the saddest thing is kids being 2 inches away from everybody protesting with signs they don't know what it means. Once you take away my liberty, it's lost forever. It's been a month and a half. Calm down. As of today, more than a dozen states have started to loosen restrictions that they imposed to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Public health experts worry that reopening too soon could lead to a spike in infections that wouldn't be detected for weeks. That's what people mean by this second wave. More than 30 million people in the U.S. have filed for unemployment benefits in the past 6 weeks, a figure that, of course, doesn't count all the job losses, New York City subway system will be clean from 1 to 5 in the morning. That's huge news. Let's see. Labor Day, many parts in the world, including China, where people have spent months in lockdown, rushed to book travel after Beijing said it would lift its quarantine requirements. Right, it's Labor Day for them. You can't tell me to stay in. That's crazy. We'll put some of these pictures up, but here's a picture of can see, you guys can see here, of New York City people in the parks, and obviously, with the cops like, please leave, please, I don't want to be here, and they're like, but my right. You can see the protest. They're sitting down enjoying, a sandwich, but their hands are like frustrated. Like, why? Why do you have? Because I'm an asshole. I'm just a big fucking asshole telling you have to leave.
The thing is as far as I understand, the city leaders, the state leaders, they're saying, we get it. You want to go outside. You need to go for a run. They're suggesting to walk around the block. They're saying that this stuff is fine, but they're also saying, keep in mind your neighbor, 6 feet distance. So
right.
It's not that they're saying like, you're not allowed out. You're not allowed to stick your head out the window. You're not allowed to even breathe someone else's air. It's just not right now. You have to wear a mask. You have to be 6. It's not, I don't want to say it's not that bad, but the fact that we can go outside, the fact that it's not airborne just in the air, and as soon as like you let air into your house, you get the virus. The fact that you can stand outside and smoke a cigarette is unfortunately what we have to be grateful for. Nobody's saying that you'll never, well, you might not ever be touched again. Sorry. Hi, Catherine. How are you?
It's so selfish to me that people are thinking, just because I don't feel sick, I can do whatever I want. Because I'm staying in here for the benefit of my neighbors, and I'm getting so sick and tired of seeing these entitled people literally not thinking that we live in a society and we have certain social constructs that like need to be recognized. And
yeah, but even if
they recommend for us to stay inside or wear a mask when we go outside and you can go for a walk, at least wear a fucking mask and, social distance. Like that's literally all they're asking us to do.
Definitely. But I don't think we stop ourselves from a spiral of terrible things. Like, why is cigarette smoke a thing? Like, why, if it says on the box that you're going to die from this, your uncle died from it, it's like a common thing, you're still smoking cigarettes. It's just human behavior. And it's very difficult to, just kind of maintain, like, everyone's kind of a shitty person, even the good ones.
Right.
But we're all doing it too. Like that's the thing, is we're all one of the people who are worried about other people, and we've all been staying home and going on walks occasionally when need be,
I wanted to take us to the Bianca news segment. That's where Bianca Brady, who does the Last Week on Keeping the Girl wrap-up show in your VIP package, here's a news story and goes, oh, Christ, really? All right, here we go.
Oh, no. Come on.
I love Bianca.
Right?
I would marry her if I could. When this is over, I'm going to propose to her.
A Kazakhstan woman fell more than 110 feet to her death after posing for a cliffside photo to celebrate the end of the area's coronavirus lockdown. Elisa Suspensina, 31, was out hiking with a friend in Duden Park in Turkey following weeks of the city's shelter-in-place order. She climbed over a safety fence in the park.
Okay, all right. No. Is it called a safety fence? Stop. Yeah. No. Okay. Celebrate good times. All right, next.
She was also a tour guide in the area. No joke.
Okay, so she knows how to walk backwards even? What the fuck?
She's like, I can climb the thing. I'm a tour guide for 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
she posted the picture on Instagram just in time, not of her following, but her on the edge. I will always admire the beauty of the Turkish nature. This is my paradise.
No. Okay. What are you, 5?
I don't mean to laugh. I'm just laughing at Hemda's response right now because the look on your face.
It's, I care about a lot of things. So when you get me to not care about you falling 110 feet to your death, you did something. I don't know. Hey, heads up. That's a safety fence. Oh, heads down. Okay, bye.
I do enjoy it when Hemda, this empathy, is like, don't climb the fence.
I can't go outside. You're climbing fences because the view is so much better. I can get a better selfie here. Yeah, they know that. That's why they put the fence. They know that that's your inclination to go there.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about Chris Reed. I'm like, he could have tried.
Yeah, well, that's how you feel about all your friendships, but that'll be part of your funeral. So
it's kind of like when you smell something really bad, you're like, "Ooh, smell this," and you hand it to someone else. It's like just having the excitement of that moment of like, it says don't cross this barrier. Well, smell this.
Okay, so cross the barrier. Fine. I'm not, I'm into rebellion. Highly into it. I love it. It's sexy. Great. But once you're on the other side, baby steps. How
Right.
how big were your steps? Were you walking backwards? Like over here, we see the view. Like, are you? Where do you think you are? I don't know.
We don't know if she used baby steps or not. Maybe that was the problem.
I have a feeling she wasn't using baby steps. So when we visit Israel, we always go on this interesting hike up. I have no idea where it is because it's always the family taking us and then other family joining. We have picnics along the way and we drive up a mountain or something. But we see these incredible views and there's a huge drop. But to get to the huge drop, there's several other small, very small drops. So we thought it was very, very funny that my brother this is my father's idea, okay? And my mother is not into these jokes at all. My younger brother, the good one, the one everybody likes, the favorite, he steps up on one of the things and then loses his balance and falls and ducks down because looks like he's falling off the mountain. And then, my mother, while she's taking a picture, she thinks her son's dying. So we did that. And that was a fun vacation after that. And my dad definitely loves my mom. Thank you, everybody. That's marriage.
That was your dad's idea?
Oh, yeah. He thinks it's very funny.
Jesus Christ.
He also thought it was funny while we were growing up that every time we would, quote, act up, he would be like, get your kids in line or I'm sending them to military school. And she'd be like, and then, but the thing is he did that. Like once we became teenagers, we're like, Mom, have you met Dad? He tells this joke over and over again. Then he sees how anxious you get and he finds a kick out of it and you play into it like you're in on it. So we want to sit you down and go, are you both in on it? And it's just the joke has run out and you guys need a heads up that that's enough for both of us. But he'd love it. He'd say, this is what I'm going to do to your kids. He's not going to do it. And she'd be like, oh, I better get in line.
Right.
Wow.
I've fell down steps before. And as I'm falling, it's slow motion. Like, oh, this is going to hurt a lot. Like I can tell already. I can't catch myself. Does the lady think as she's falling like, oh, they're going to follow me? No, not like this.
I think it sounds like this. No.
Right. You're shitting me.
At least
so
I
important to
posted
go
it on
out.
Instagram.
Yeah.
How many likes will I
Right.
get?
I was
it.
inside for a good 3 weeks even.
I'm a good person.
Because of the unfortunate story in Nova Scotia about a gunman with an assault rifle killing 22 people, Canada has finally banned assault rifles.
Oh, that's good news.
Justin Trudeau says, I don't need an AR-15 to bring down a deer. There's no reason for him. Effective immediately, it is no longer permitted to buy, sell, transport, import, or use military-grade assault weapons in this country.
Okay,
He promised he would ban some time ago.
But
Now
then he
it's like,
put blackface on the deer and made it a lot worse.
right.
Well, my question is, do I get my money back for this assault rifle?
Well, I'll tell you, these weapons were designed for one purpose only, to kill the largest number of people in the shortest amount of time. There's no use and no place for such weapons in Canada. The ban is effective immediately, but disposal of the weapons will be subject to a 2-year amnesty period. Well, I need time to think it through. What do is it recyclable? Trudeau said some form of compensation would also be put in place, but the firearms can be exported and sold after a proper export license is obtained. Well, who do you sell it to? Another country?
Also, where do I get that export license? From you for a small fee?
Right. Why not? What's another fee? Sure. He said thoughts and prayers for mass shooting victims were no longer enough, and that's why his government. All right.
Yeah, that's not going to fly here because people do want to spray as many people as possible because we are allowed to form a militia to go against our government. So that kind of thinking is not going to, hey guys, people are using this to kill mass people that are innocent. Yeah. But the government might be one of those people. I'm like, what about if they come in tanks? Well, we're allowed to buy tanks. I'm like, are you? And how much are you paying for that parking spot?
Right. Well, you got $30 for the extra license. I just paid $200,000 for a tank. $30 for, you don't have to nickel and dime me.
But listen, if you're going to have a Trump 2020 sign and a Nazi flag, what else are you going to drive in with? Logic.
By the way, Keith, are we doing like a Netflix corner that I just dropped on you at all? Because I need to talk about my Netflix usage.
What's this? What are you doing?
Right now, I'm watching Money Heist.
Okay.
Fucking hell, that's a series. Okay, it's one heist.
What is it?
Is it real or not real?
No, it's not. It's this group of people. This guy got together this group of people, and they're on a money heist. And all the seasons are the same money heist. They're inside where you print the paper, and they're printing a bunch of paper and trying not to kill people. No one's heard of this? Then I can't talk to you people.
I don't watch TV shows. I never have time for TV shows. If it's good, it would have been a movie. You can explain anything in a movie. Get in, get out.
Okay, so I think you're right about this because right now I'm up to episode 10 and I'm starting to do those things where I just get mad at that and I'm like, well, you know, in episode 3 that wasn't the case. So I don't know why his cell phone's allowed to be on now and not earlier when you could detect it. And I keep turning to Xerxes and I go, this is getting goofy, right? Is this getting goofy? Or am I just getting this goofy, right? And he's fucking scrolling through the news.
Because I love the first season.
Somebody scrolls through the news constantly.
I didn't date him. The first season of Westworld was so good that I'm stuck with it, and I won that final episode of Westworld to go that I know is going to kick me in the dick. But it's been sucking so bad. So I Googled Westworld is to see what the world thinks about it. What pops up automatically is bad, confusing, too confusing, overrated. I'm like, yes! That's
okay,
great.
So I think this is what I'm looking for because if anyone's watching, I'm on episode 10 of the first season and I turned to Xerxes last night and I was like, we need to stop, right? I'm just yelling at the screen now. We need to stop. He goes, we're in this now. We said we would do this and we're on episode 10. So we're watching this. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, sure. We signed up.
No season.
I was going to say, I just
season
flew
should
through
be 8 episodes. No season should be longer than 8 episodes. No, there's not one fucking story that one season takes 8 hours to tell. There's more. We'll see you at season 2. But this one takes 42 hours to tell. And it doesn't even involve a manipulative dad? Get the fuck out. Yeah.
I have a recommendation. What We Do in the Shadows on Netflix. It's the vampire story in a documentary style, like The Office, but with vampires who live on Staten Island. It's fucking hilarious. It's based on the movie. It's written by the people who did Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I'm sorry that I'm not allowed to watch it for another couple of weeks when we get done with this. But
it's on Hulu. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's on Hulu, not Netflix.
That's tough. But
Yeah.
I did hear.
You can get Hulu for free if you use a login.
I heard that it's based on a movie, so I'll be checking that out. That's the words to me.
Well, in all fairness, I'm blaming him for saying that we're into this, but I'm asking him, should we stop? Because I don't know how to stop. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. That's whatever's happening here makes no sense anymore. And these criminals are way too emotional. They're having heart-to-hearts on day 3 of this heist inside while they're like, one of them starts breaking down like, I don't know. I thought I was a better person. I'm like, this day 3 of the heist that you guys were planning for 5 months. Fucking have an existential crisis somewhere else when you get your millions. Shh, you'll be on a beach in 7 days, according to this dude. I don't know. I think that's a little impatient.
Are you sure you're not watching Ocean's 11 too slowly?
No, I'm going to check on that. Thank you.
Oh, there's a season 2.
There's a season 3, I think.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm in this. Yeah, it's tortillas in this all the way.
I don't know. I'd be fighting to go outside if this is what I thought TV was. That's on you. Right? Katharine Heller, follow online, Twitter and Instagram at SPK Heller. The website is katharineheller.com. And she's doing things virtually now with the New York Neo-Futurists, right?
We have a podcast, called Hit Play. And it's been really fun. There's stories and, collaboration pieces and stuff. So enjoy. After you listen to all the episodes of Keek and the Girl, Listen to
Now,
him
when you
play.
would, you of course would see you guys performing theater live. Would you say it's experimental theater? Is that a right way to describe
Oh yeah,
it?
it's performance art basically. Yeah.
Yes. Now I picture one of these. It's just fucking and sucking, right? Tuesday through Sunday, and now you guys can't even be around each other. Is that tough?
Yeah, I joined I auditioned for the theater company. I'd been a big fan of them for years
Mhm.
because I missed live performance. Like I've already been podcasting for years, as you all know.
Right.
So it's different. I miss being on stage. I love doing their podcast now, but it's completely a different kind of energy. And it's tough knowing that I probably can't perform for about 2 years live.
We'll
Right.
see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to sound negative, but we're all looking forward to it. But our show is very interactive. Khemda, you came to see it. Thank you. And so, as you know, like in the audience, and we were interacting with them, and it's not like a regular show where we can socially distance people in the theater and then we're on stage. It's more of the design of the show is more interactive. So we're just trying to navigate how we're going to get back into it.
Well, let's see. You just probably some people think it's 2 years. Kenda's not too sure. Let me see what Dr. Oz has to say. All right, I'll look that up later. All right, everybody. Final thoughts on Chris Reed. Go ahead, Kenda.
Oh, he was always really, really, really sweet. He really seemed like his intention was to have you have a nice experience. And I think in that he covered a lot of his pain, which was also covered with a lot of alcohol too. I think he might have gotten sober for 5 minutes. But I think he lived a fun life. I really do think so. He wanted to live on the Lower East Side, and he lived on the Lower East Side, and he was very pretty. I don't, and you can never tell if he knew he was pretty or not pretty because he would go on these modeling auditions, and I think it would just make him feel not pretty. But I think even though you guys got into a fight and you thought he was a jerk, you know, he said some bad stuff while he was on alcohol, but it was never. I don't know. He always felt like a good person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't like aggro drunks. And I thought it was totally fair to be like, yeah, this is just not my vibe anymore. But what a great guy. And what's odd is you used to have an older Chris and a younger Chris, and older Chris was sober. And then younger Chris, I think, thought about it for a minute. But I think this just teaches us that if your name is Chris, you might have an alcohol problem. Just look into it.
Oh, no.
You gotta learn from other people's mistakes, and when you get to the meetings, look for the other Chris, and he might have your story.
I am trying to think of sober Chris's, and I really can't.
Yeah, Chris Laker, he's sober but an alcoholic, drug addict. Who else? Think of a Chris that you went to junior high school with. Look him up now. Hey, he's either on one side or the other side of his alcoholism. Guaranteed. You don't get named after Jesus Christ, and the weight of that is not going to hit you.
Well, I mean, even Christmas, everybody's drinking. Yeah, you're right.
Your whole name means water into wine. So who could blame you? It's cool. That's a good reason to drink, right? Why not?
Well, Keith, I didn't know this person unless I did, in which case I feel terrible. But I know that you're a good friend. And I'm sure you were a very good friend to this Chris. And
kind of push it that Keith's nice now. Keith didn't die. What the fuck? Now
but I'm
Chris
saying that
died and Keith is a good person. Let's not push it. Let's not make water into wine like we're Chris.
Well, I was about to say you're also a really good friend, and I appreciate the both of you.
Well, sure. I almost died, so you're allowed to say that. I earned it.